What up, everyone? Welcome to the channel and an explanation on why we spent $50,000 on essentially a YouTube clip. So yesterday we made the big news that we being myself and a bunch of investors that wanted to stay private, have bought this clip, number 23 out of 59, LeBron James dunk. It is the Kobe tribute dunk. It is a really cool moment in NBA history where LeBron James comes, does a little dunk like that. So before we hop into all of that, one of the things I want to talk about that I think is special about the Top Shot platform is the publicity of it. So we've seen collectors, maybe Gary Vee and other big names, where they're saying, oh, Devin Booker's the next big buy. These people are the next big buy. This is not my goal right now. My goal is not to potentially pump the market. Whether or not they're doing that truthfully and fairly, the benefit to Top Shot is you can go over to my profile, my username jsettleman23, and easily check out everything I own. So you'll know right here, I already own this moment. It's not a pump and dump type of thing. So I'm also here today not to convince you why I bought this. I'm obviously a believer. We're all believers in the platform, in the space of digital collectibles. It's to teach because I've gotten so many questions about what this is, why we bought it, how dumb it is, and I'm going to explain all of that. Once again, I'm a believer. We're all believers in it. That's not why we're here today. It's to teach. So the first question we always get is, do you own the rights to this? So that is what's so interesting. I own the moment, and we own this singular moment. And what that means is we own the serialized number 23 out of 59 of this specific moment. Does that mean that you can go on YouTube and can you go on Top Shot and watch the clip 100 times? Absolutely, but it's the same exact logic as me going over right here to Google search and searching up Mickey Mantle $5.2 million sale, right? So I'm gonna see Rob, great purchase, great buy, but I'm looking at this card. Do I own this? Of course not. Of course I do not own this card. So what's the difference here? Well, Rob can physically hold the card, right? And that's what gives him typical ownership. But the way the world is living, you're watching this on YouTube, on Twitter, on your phone, in a digital world. Digital ownership through this thing called NFTs is where the future is headed. We're going to break down NFTs later, but the concept right here is as simple as I now digitally own this moment. And I just take it in, think about it, process it, and if you don't get it, I totally understand. But I own this moment. The same way I can look at a picture, you're allowed to look at this. I don't get any rights. The same way this picture is used, he doesn't get any rights. But right here, we own this moment. So the next question people are gonna ask is, can I just screen record it? If I'm really good on Adobe Premiere, Adobe Photoshop, can I just remake this moment? Absolutely. And I'm gonna just keep leaning on this example because I think it's the best comparison possible. If I had someone who was really good at Photoshop and I went to a printer, could I print out this moment, put it in a case that looks like a PSA case? Of course, but it's not verified. One of the great things about NBA Top Shot is their license with the NBA, and it's this digital ownership. So you can look at it, you can screen record, you can try to recreate, but on the blockchain, which is a digital ledger, it says we own this moment. So I think that's very important to think about in this situation. So now that hopefully you understand what we purchased, which is this digital collectible moment versus what we're used to, a physical sports card, let's dive into what maybe Top Shot is. So Top Shot is an NBA licensed product that sells digital collectible moments. They promote with Tyler Hero. They sell packs the same way Panini sells packs, although they're sold out right now. And you can own the best moments from NBA history. So they have the packs like I mentioned up here. They also have a marketplace. The marketplace is super awesome because it's super liquid. You can track what's been selling. You can search through the same way you would have maybe Prism, Select, Optic, different variations. There's different sets. There's the Legendary Series. There's Rare Series, the same tiered out sets. You can sort by player, sort by teams. And then one of the really cool things you can do is obviously track your collection digitally. You can track the status of your sets. I haven't completed a set yet. And then you can create these showcases. So when I'm posting a picture of a card on Instagram, that's kind of my way of saying, hey, look how cool this is. You can do a very similar thing with this White Man Can Jump showcase. So you're gonna look at this showcase. You're gonna see this user Kamel Amin to beat. He's dunking on, it looks like Daniel Gafford there. But this is an opportunity to showcase your moment. So NBA Top Shot is a digital collectible site where you can buy, sell, trade moments. Another thing I absolutely love about NBA Top Shot is the scarcity and the demand for these products. So we went through a phase, and we're still going through it, where rookies are warranting a lot of money into the card business. So Luka Doncic base prisms, RJ Barrett, Zion Williamson, John Morant. But the question at hand is, how many are out there? So Panini doesn't release that information. Whereas on a site like Top Shot, you're going to know. Obviously, when you go to PSA, there's pop reports, and that kind of defines it. But right here, there will only ever be 59 of our moment. When you look at the fact that there's no way to grade these cards, right? I think that's what could typically differ. It's important to look at the serial numbers. So the most attractive serial numbers to what the market has been saying, and remember, we're super early days here, is 1 and the jersey match. So you can see the number 1 of the moment that we purchased for $47,500 is right here in a number 1 for $71,000. Whereas we purchased the number 23. So let me talk about why this moment and why we purchased 23. I think there's a lot of factors to take in. Obviously, number 1, most obvious, is this is the Kobe Bryant tribute dunk. Kobe Bryant tragically passed away, and I think this moment commemorates him in a super special way that we felt really great about and just knew how iconic this dunk was. And then second, and most important to us, was that serial number. So number 1 was available. The price has been raised because of the new sale, new market high that we set, but we bought the number 23 because the jersey match to LeBron James is kind of that meaningful serial number. So you can look at a number like 37. If you want to be a part of history, you want to own this LeBron James dunk from this series, you can get a number 37, but the 23 to us felt very, very important. So that's a lot of the reason why we selected this moment and went ahead and made that purchase. Another reason why we selected the NBA Top Shot moment over a LeBron Chrome rookie or a Luka Doncic rookie or an MJ Fleer was because we believe this is the direction that we are headed in. But more importantly, before we get to that, it's because of the liquidity. We bought this moment yesterday at around 3 p.m. We could sell it today, yesterday, at 5 p.m. The liquidity in the market is incredible. You can list it right here. And not to mention, one of the reasons why I kind of felt a little bit out of love with physical cards is, let's say I purchase a LaMelo Ball moment right here for $234, or I purchased his base card from Panini for $234. LaMelo Ball has 3 triple doubles in a row. He looks like the rookie of the year. He's an absolute all-star. And I'm like, you know what? This is the moment. I want to flip and make some profit. I want to get rid of this. I want to hedge. I want to just mitigate my risk. I got to list it on eBay, 3 to 5 day auction. I got to ship it out, physical ship it out, actually take the time to do it, pay eBay fees, worry about if it gets dinged up in transition over to the new owner, worry about USPS, all these companies, worry about the buyer getting the card, seeing a dinged corner, seeing a little bit different from the picture on eBay after I had listed it, sending it back. Whereas right here, I listed on the marketplace, it sells, that's it, it's done. You can't mess these things up, you can't get them in any trouble, you're not refunding them, it is a done deal. So the liquidity of that felt very important. And number 2, one of my favorite companies in the physical card space is StarStock, which is going to lead us on a conversation about where I believe the future of cards is heading, which is into the digital space. If you look at the company StarStock, so StarStock is a great company. They essentially take your cards, you send them in, and they turn them into digital commodities. Kevin Durant invested in them. They have a nice supporting backing. Right here, I can buy a John Morant card for $400. He plays really well this year. I could sell it for $600. I don't touch the card. Those cards are locked away in a vault. So tell me now, what does the physical ownership really mean? What's happening here is you own that card on a digital ledger. Now, could you request it, hold it in person? Sure. But that's not the point, and that's not the purpose of these things. So that's a huge reason why we're a believer that digital cards and digital collectibles and digital ownership is already here. It's just people don't quite realize it yet. The next thing I wanted to talk about was utility. And this is also one of my favorite parts about this. The utility of a digital collectible, of an NFT versus a sports card. Now, let me ask you something. Everyone says, oh, physical is going to dominate digital because I can hold it. I can prove I own it. If you can't come to grips with digital ownership, totally understandable. It's brand new. It's a very complex concept after thousands of years of physical ownership. But let me ask you and flip it back on you. What can I do with that physical card besides hold it? I can put it here, I can showcase it at my house, but then it's at risk of being stolen. Then it's at risk of falling and being cracked. Then it's at risk of other things negating the value of it. So really the utility of a card is to show it, is to hold physical ownership. Whereas with digital collectibles, the utility is wonderful. You can create challenges. For example, Top Shot, if you collect all the challenges, you get gifted another moment. Whereas, let's say I collect all the rookies from this year's draft class, Panini's not going to send me anything. There's no actual utility besides holding and showing that you own the card. So once you realize digital ownership is a real thing and something quantifiable that's tracked on the blockchain, then you can come around and say, okay, these things have utility. And this doesn't even begin to show the things we can do. There's already a fantasy game that NBA Top Shot's working on, and there's a million things I can't even begin to teach you or explain or understand myself with the potential for utility with NFTs. So NFTs, look them up. I'm not going to go into a whole thing over NFTs, but NFTs are this concept of digital ownership, tokenization, and proof on the blockchain that someone digitally owns something. All right, I'll close with this, and it'll be kind of my long soliloquy into why I believe this is the future. You've heard a bunch of reasons: the scarcity, the future of digital, and how we're already living in that. My biggest example that I will continue to use is Rob. So he buys this Mickey Mantle $5.2 million card. And then what's the first thing he does? He takes a picture. Okay, he has it. It's physical ownership. And let me just say, this is an incredible purchase. I mean, I am a huge fan of what Rob did here, but I want to use it as an example. He takes this card, right? And what's the second thing he does with it? He puts it in a vault, he puts it in a Brinks truck, and he sends it away. And what is he left with? He is left with a ledger that says, I own this, and a picture to look at. So everyone who's telling us, it's the physical aspect, he doesn't even want to have the physical aspect of it. He doesn't want to have it in his house. It's too big of a risk. So in this situation, he actually made it a digital asset by storing it in a vault. Someone has written down that he owns it, and he is now using a ledger. It is the exact same thing here. Once you can conceptualize, once again, the blockchain. The next part is, I think, the next generation. All right, I'm 24. The next gen has grown up not ripping packs. You're 40, you're 50, you're 60, you're 30. You grew up going to Target, going to the card store, ripping packs, looking at those cards. The best feeling. My age and below, we grew up playing FIFA. We grew up playing NBA 2K. We grew up playing digital. We grew up ripping digital packs. So when the digital packs in FIFA 20 or NBA 2K20 were bought, and I spent $200 building my team, and then what happens? 2K21 comes out. The value of those all go to zero. So this is just a new concept, essentially, of NBA 2K20 packs that will last and hold value forever. So once again, people have already been buying these packs for life, for a very long time in video games. So the next generation is already really excited. And I have bought a few packs that I have not opened, but I was thinking about potentially opening a pack to show everyone what it looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead right here, and we are going to open up a pack. All right, we're going to open up a Series 2, Release 3. We're going to open up a singular pack here. It looks like something that is probably to not be named. Top Shot, maybe you guys will work on that. But this is what the experience looks like. And you guys have seen breakers blow up all over the place. Everyone's ripped a pack in person before. Here's your digital pack. So this is what it looks like. It's going to have some nice animation, some nice music to it. Hopefully that music's not too loud. I'm going to mute that just in case it is. Top Shot's had a lot of traffic, so it's a little slower to load. But here we go. This is what it looks like. So base set, Series 2. Release 3, only 3 moments. What am I trying to look here? The Series 2 was from this year, 2021. So I'm looking for LaMelo Ball, Obi Toppin, Halliburton, the really strong rookies, and then the top tiers, the LeBron James, Luka, And what did we just get? We got a LeBron James, and that is beautiful. So this is an awesome dunk from LeBron James. And then you can also see serialized once again. There's no grading here. So the higher the number, the better. So we fell under 2,000. I feel really good about that. Our second moment that we're going to reveal is that Luka Doncic? No, it's Josh Green. So I actually am not super familiar with Josh Green, but first year guard Josh Green, super awesome. As you can see, there's over 10,000 of these moments. So maybe less scarce, but still good to know how many. And then the last one, Derrick Jones Jr., one of the best high flyers in NBA history. He's up there once again, but a 101, and that's an awesome serial number. So one thing we can check out before we leave here, I'm going to save the rest of my packs. Once again, that serial was super, super awesome. And you can see they're selling for about 10 to 20 bucks in that 100 range. But what we want to do is go to the marketplace, and I'm going to show you how to filter and kind of just see how much that LeBron moment we pulled went for. That pack cost me $9, which is awesome. And here we are. This is the base set Series 2 right in front of us. $135 for the lowest ask. You can see the past sales, January 20, January 20. These are all in the 5,000s. Ours was in the 1,000s, which, you know, can warrant up to almost $200. So literally right here, live, I pulled this pack and it net about $150 in profit. So if you guys have questions, make sure to follow me on Twitter at Jack Settleman. Would love to kind of continue to teach people about Top Shot. I'm a huge believer in it, as you can tell. I'm a huge believer in the digital collectible space. So thank you, everyone. Make sure you hit subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.